Hey, what's up, friends? Ray with Dr. Timberworks. How y'all doing? So today was kind of a slow, or not today, this week was kind of a slow week. Wasn't feeling it. Never really made it out to the shop to do some turning. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to have a little bit of gallery, but it's going to be specific gallery on greenwood turning because there's a lot of bad information out there on Facebook, right? Okay, so there's a lot of bad information in these groups, and one of the biggest questions is, how long do I have to wait to turn greenwood, or can I turn greenwood? And you'll just get a bunch of answers. Well, you can't turn greenwood. It'll do nothing but crack and split on you. And I'm here to say, no, that's false. If you follow the procedures of turning even and thin, you can turn green once. You don't have to twice turn it. You can turn it once. And it's also kind of species dependent. Will help some out, and also how you cut it. So, and what I mean by that is quarter sawn cuts and timbers tend to be extremely stable. So if you don't know what I mean by quarter sawn, this is standard. I believe it's rift sawn or whatever, but this is your annual rings are going this way. Okay, this is kind of the standard orientation. This log was cut in half and turned. Here's where the pith would be. The other half would be like that. And then this, here's the pith. This would be like the center of the tree looking at you. Okay, when you look down inside it, you know, you can see the annual rings. Quarter sawn, your annual rings end up being vertical like this. So it almost looks like an end grain bowl. This one's kind of trippy because it's sapwood and heartwood. This is sugar maple or hard maple, whatever you want to call it. And you can tell it's got a clear difference, but this was turned green. Very little movement. There's some, but it's very little. But because quarter sawn timber is very stable.
Movement as in warping?
Warping, yes, yeah. As opposed to, we'll use this guy again. You can see the rim has moved quite a bit. Not really radical. This is cherry, and this was turned once in green. You know, there's no cracking, and this is what, 3/8 thickness maybe, and it's even. You know, that's the key, is wall thickness being even, and that lets this dry at the same rate without a lot of movement. Now this was also turned green, this giant bowl right here, and it's got a good amount of movement in the rim, you know. But this is a large bowl, you know, turned green once, and no cracking. The epoxy job is kind of a mistake I made where I turned it green, epoxied it green, and as the bowl shrank and moved, the epoxy kind of stayed still. Live edge bowls, I always turn green once. There's no point in trying to turn this twice. I don't understand why people do that. Here's another live edge bowl, turned green once. Ones that might surprise you a little bit. This was turned green once. That's quarter sawn black walnut. And it's got a little bit of a distortion on the rim, but I mean, very few people would be able to tell that that was turned green. Sorry, I got everything out. quarter sawn maple is, you know, it's really sturdy. Oh, this isn't even quarter sawn. When you look at the rim, it's pretty close. It's pretty tight. It doesn't look like it moved a lot. But then when you see the bottom and it's ovaled, you can really tell that it was turned once in green. You know? I love turning green. Another one. Quarter sawn, turned green. This hollow form was turned green. It was only turned once. And, you know, this is mulberry. It does have some pith inclusions and a little bit of bark inclusions and stuff where it's kind of, and I brought this out to craft shows quite a bit, so the UV has really hit the top and is kind of darkening the top, but the bottom's still yellow and white, and you can tell that it's mulberry. But I haven't done this is my first hollow form and really my only one. You can twice turn these, but I haven't done it yet. We'll experiment with that later. This big old hickory bowl, look at the warp on it. A little bit of ovaling, but this was turned green once. And this is one of my favorite bowls. This is an amazing looking bowl. So what I'm getting at, oh yeah, you know, this live edge kind of Japanese style rice bowl out of ambrosia maple. You know, I wasn't able to keep the bark on it, so it's a natural edge, not a live edge. But here you can really see the ovaling on the bottom of it. But I mean, that's a cool bowl, man. It's hard to see. You got all those little honey duppers. Those were not turned green. But this pencil pot is, man, I want to say this might be honey locust, but this was turned green, and it's got a little bit of checking and cracking down there. And all I did was I put a little bit of thin CA on it and then sanded over it. But other than that little bit of checking down there, I mean, it's limwood and the pith is included. But that's a nice little natural edge or live edge pencil pot. You know, turned once, turned green. You don't need to go through all that effort to twice turn a bowl. You know, here's a twice turned bowl. All these, my little candle holders that I did, they were turned green. The maple ones moved a lot. You know, this guy's really ovaled out. It's kind of a loose fit now. Cherry didn't move a lot. This guy split. It's really, this is a tendency of maples to have one big check as opposed to multiple small ones. But to me, it adds character to this piece. I mean, it really looks natural. You know, nice piece of spalted maple. There's a split in it. You know, it's a little candle holder. But, you know, I don't think this crack really takes away from it. You know, like I said, though, this is limwood. The pith is included, so a wet piece of maple like that, it's almost always going to happen. My little twig pots. Walnut's a really stable wood. Walnut is incredibly stable. These guys survived relatively untouched. This one's got a little bit of checking up here where this is a lot thinner compared to the rest of the piece. But they did all right. Here's another little candle holder with these small little divots down here for these candle holders. They seem to be holding up pretty well. It does have a little bit of checking in it, but that's not bad for white oak. And then, of course, you know, maple. It likes to split. But you just put that split towards the back, and then you display the front. So, basically what I was getting at is you don't have to have dry timber, and you don't have to twice turn everything. When you twice turn something, you're going to get a lot crisp and smoother across the top rim. Okay? And your chances of it checking are probably greatly reduced. But if you go and you do the way you're supposed to do things and turn it even wall thickness, you can do some pretty beautiful things, you know. This is ambrosia sycamore. Green. Turned once. So I hope this helps you out a little bit, friends, that to give you some options out there. Because like I said, it's the information on Facebook is so bad, and it seems like it's the same bad actors over and over again, hashing out the same bad advice over and over to these guys that, you know, it's bowl turning for beginners, wood turning newbies, all these groups where young or impressionable guys, people are going for advice, and there's just such bad advice out there. All I can tell you is, you know, weed out the comments and go to established YouTube channels and go check out Richard Raffin. Go check out demonstrations from local AAW turning chapters. Every month, all these chapters all across the country will have guys come in and do demonstrations, and so many of them are on YouTube. My local chapter, the Detroit area wood turners, every month they do a live stream of the meeting, and you can see the demonstration. I'm also a member of the Worldwide Wood Turners, which is an online weekly Zoom meeting chat and database on the website. So check that out at www.worldwidewoodturners.org. Every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern is a Zoom meeting that anybody can attend. And we do kind of gallery like this where you show off your stuff. Captain Eddie Castellian, you know, a well-known YouTuber and turner, a lot of times has a good intro and monologue. And then they also have a demonstration from turners from all over the world. Some of the first ones I seen were from Scotland and England. So check it out. There's really good resources out there, and there's kind of some, you know, meh. So thanks, friends. Hope you all could stand and handle my rambling, and we'll get back to turning next week, hopefully. Catch you guys on the next one.